Hello, welcome. It's day 10 of 20 minutes a day. Today is all about working in the cold weather, keeping yourself warm, using fast breathing and fast activity to warm up your whole body so that you don't get any injuries. So take a deep breath. And now yoga. Start by ringing the bell so your feet are a bit wider than your hips. Let your arms swing loosely and allow your weight to move from foot to foot, and the leg will naturally lift off the floor just an inch or two. Smile, open up your shoulders, lift your heart as you do this, and follow the line of your hands with your gaze as you ring the bell. Then allow it to become slower, smaller movement with a slight twist in the spine, and gradually come back to the center. Lift up onto your tiptoes as you inhale and sweep your arms down. Exhale, fully push the air out. And allow your arms to swing. Inhale up on your tiptoes and swoosh out the air. Folding down to help the expulsion of the air. Make sure you bend your knees slightly as you come down. Last one, sweep up. Inhale deeply and exhale, sweep down. Now with your hands on your hips and your feet hip width apart, inhale up onto your tiptoes, and on your exhale come back down to your heels. You can lift your toes off the floor. Make sure as you stand you're going to open up your chest, front and back. Keep the back of your neck long and engage the 3 bandhas. Now bend your elbows, circle your wrists and your ankle outwards, then inward 8 times each. And switch leg. Hands on hips, feet a bit wider than hips, circle your head. 8 times one way. Make sure that you pull in your bandhas while you stand. Feel the floor firmly with your feet. And lengthen along your spine. And just check that your head and your shoulders are loose. Turn your head left and right. Move your shoulders. Stretch your arms up, come up onto your tiptoes, and this time with your arms up, you're coming up on the inhale and going down on your exhale. Pull in, root lock, abdominal lock and neck lock. Now clasp your hands behind, squeeze your shoulder blades together, stretch up through the crown of your head again. On the inhale, up on toes, on the exhale, down to your heels. Step your right foot back, circle over your toes. So get your toes to crunch into the mat so that you activate all of the toes, including your little toe. Wake them up. 8 times one way, 8 times the other way. And then switch foot. Remember always to pull in the bandhas and to keep lengthening your sternum up away from your pelvis. Also lengthen your back ribs up away from your sacrum. Now with your feet a little wider than your hips, allow your arms to be very loose and twist from side to side. Start gently. Make sure you're moving from your hips, not your knees. Have a slight micro bend in your knees. And let your head follow the line of your spine. So you look over your shoulder as you twist. And notice the shift of weight from foot to foot. How the movement initiates a lot from the ground start to pat your shoulder. Now, this action is great for releasing fascia. It's also good for wringing out your organs, massages your inner organs, and it relaxes you. And it relaxes the fascia. Shake out your hands, shake out your toes, and be ready for cat and cow standing. So with your hands on either your thighs or your shins. On your inhale, lift your tail, lift your head. On your exhale, round up your spine, tuck your head. Start to slow it down and really feel each vertebra in your spine as you inhale into the flex and exhale into the round. A warm spine is imperative for a winter yoga practice. And next we're going to do is put the feet together, bend your knees and place your hands on your thighs so that when you circle your hips, you can again use that cat and cow movement. So practice first of all, rounding forward on the exhale and flexing back on the inhale. And when you've done 8 of those, you're going to circle your hips at the same time. This is the natural movement of your spine. It naturally wants to move this way. So encourage and allow this movement all the way from the top of your head down to your tail, and you can even feel it in your heels and your feet and toes if you are sensitive, if you listen. Make it slow and make sure you flex and round as fully as you can on the inhale and exhale. Be sure not to crunch up your shoulders here. Sometimes people hunch up the shoulders doing this one, but allow your shoulders to be wide. Both ways, 8 times each way. Breathe in deeply, big inhale, full exhale, abdomen, ribs, upper chest. Step your feet wide, come into a horse stance. Make sure your knees are in line with your toes. Roll out the upper thighs. And a very slight twist from side to side on each exhale. So inhale to center, exhale to the side. And then go a bit further with the twist now for the next 8. Inhale to center, exhale to the side. Look over your shoulder, keep pressing open your thighs. Back to center on your inhale, lift up onto your tiptoes. On your exhale, back down to your heels. Doing 8 of those. Keep the spine as vertical as you can. Lift your heart. Come back to center, heel toe to center. Then bring your feet so they're close together and walk your feet. Bend your knees as if you're walking on the spot. Do the same, but with your hands clasped behind your head and elbows pushing back. Don't touch your neck with your fingers. Now clasp your hands behind you, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, forward fold. On your inhale, lift your heart. And again, exhale, forward fold. Do 8 of these. Keep your feet firmly planted, all 4 corners of your feet planted to the floor, and your toes fully engaged with the floor. Feel the length at the back of your legs, your hamstrings, your Achilles. Feel the back stretching, the back of your neck. This is called the west side of your body in yoga. Stretching up and back, so you want to flex your wrist, so your palms face the sky, and exhale to the floor. Inhale up and back, make sure you lengthen your lower back. Take the bend into your upper back. Doing 8 of these. Inhale up and back, a bit further each time. Take it easy to start with, but then just take it that little millimeter further each time. Be very careful to press into the base of the toes and the balls of your feet to the floor to give you extra stability and support. Use your Ujjayi breath as well to control the movement, control your energy flow. Big stretch up and back. Really go for it for the last one. And then rolling up, you want to take your hands to your hips and roll out your knee. So keep the knee bent and your foot flexed. And that keeps your knee ligaments in line. And then roll out at the hip joints so that you're opening up your right hip. Keep your left hip back if you can, not to move it out with the right. And then switch legs, moving out your left hip. So roll that knee out to the side in a big circle. Inhale up and out. Exhale down and in. 8 times. All the time you're doing this, your eyes are on the horizon and you're lengthening up through your spine, through the crown of your head. Take hold of your right foot, stand firmly on the ground and make sure your thigh is level with your left thigh. And if you have stability, then come up onto your tiptoes and back down to your heel. But all the time keeping your knee in place, so the knee should point straight down and your hips should be very secure and balanced. Open out your chest. Let your arms go back to your shoulders so that you can lift your heart up. Then hug your knee in and circle your foot a couple of times each way. And your left leg, same thing. Find stability first and see if you're comfortable enough to lift up and down. Level off your knee with your right thigh. Point your knee straight down. Feel stable and secure in your hips. Lift your sternum. Keep your gaze on the horizon for your steady balance. Balances are great for the brain. Now hug your knee in tight to your chest and rotate your foot, ankle, both ways, and then back to the floor. Hold your opposite ears. So to start with, your right arm is over your left. Thumbs on your earlobes. This is super brain yoga, keeps you clever. To start with, exhale down and inhale up, doing 8 of those. Keep your feet planted. Keep your toes on the floor. Not to allow your knees to go forward of your toes. So keep your center of gravity quite far back into your sit bones if you can, or into the base of your spine. Now cross your arms the other way, and again you're exhaling down. On your inhale, come up. And start gently and work your way a bit further down with each one. 8 of these. This time you're going to take a breath here and different breathing. So now you're inhaling, go down, exhale, go up. You've still got your left arm over your right. And then when you've done 8, bring your right arm in the front again. And on your inhale, go down. On your exhale, come up. So you've done the movement every way with every type of breath pattern. Keep your gaze forward so you don't lose your balance. Keep a steady rhythm with your breath. Stand tall, roll your shoulders, feet are a bit wider than your hips. Lift your ribs up away from your pelvis, front and back. Rolling your shoulders. Then turn the other direction and roll your shoulders back 8 times. Pull in the bandhas. Arms out wide like a big star, and then on your exhale, come right down and in, bend your knees. Push your knees out with your upper arms to make sure your knees go in line with your toes. On your inhale, big open up to a star. On your exhale, crouch down. This encourages your breathing to go fully up and fully out. 8 of those. And on your last one, you're going to stay down in a garland posture. Just make sure you're steady on the ground, your feet are wide enough. Steady yourself on the floor with your hands, and then bring your hands, palms together at your chest. Use your elbows to press open your knees, and then lift one foot up as you inhale and back down as you exhale, and alternate feet, just doing 8 of those. Make it fun, allow yourself to shift from side to side. Keep your upper body as vertical as you can, and keep your heart lifted up towards your hands. Then coming down onto the floor, sit in easy pose. Have a loose, easy pose if you want to. Keep the feet loose, and then roll one shoulder back, then the other. Get that fluidity in the upper back, upper spine, shoulders and neck. Then lift both and move the right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. 4 of those. So the inhale is up, the exhale is roll the shoulders, and then do 4, inhale up, exhale, roll the left shoulder forward and right shoulder back. Now clasp your hands behind your head. Inhale, press the elbows back, don't pull on your head. Exhale, a very slight bend to your left. Inhale up to center, exhale, a slight bend to your right. And then center. Next time, go a bit further. Keep your sit bones planted though, not to lift your opposite sit bone off the floor. Just go as far as you can, but keep everything grounded. And a little bit further. So it's inhale up, exhale to fold. Inhale up, exhale, line yourself up with your left knee, fold. Inhale up, exhale, line yourself up with your right knee, fold. Keep the knees down as close to the floor as you can. Now, lifting your hips up, push your hips forward, knees go to the floor. Big breath there. Switch your ankles, and again, big breath. Enjoy this opening of the front body. And you can take your feet as wide as you can. This works on the sciatic nerve. Roll forward. So really take time to place your palms on the floor in front and shift your sit bones back so that you can lengthen all along your spine and press the backs of your legs to the floor. See if you can point your toes to the sky. Roll your upper thighs back. And just make sure you feel comfortable there. Slide your hands down your right leg. Line up with your right leg. Exhale. Slide your hands down your left leg. Inhale back up to center. Keep those upper thighs rolled out. Exhale. Slide a bit further down your right. Inhale to center. Exhale. Slide down your left. You'll notice in the winter when it's cold your breathing is a bit faster. So you can move a little faster. Just make sure you're not straining. In the cold, it's easy to strain. And enjoy this stretching towards the foot. Your gaze is towards the toes. Lead with your chest. Keep the power in your abdominals. And when you come back to center, bring your right knee in so your sole of your foot is against your left thigh. Slightly wider than 90 degrees with your legs, and then slide your hands down to your left leg. You're going to stay there and flow with the wave, ulula. And enjoy this stretching. Lead with the chest. Only allow your head to go down if you're comfortable in your spine and your shoulders stay open. So not to strain your head forward without the permission of your shoulders and your spine. Then slowly transition to face your right leg and slide your hands down. Lead with your chest. Look towards your toes if convenient for your neck. And go into that lovely wave with your breathing. So inhale is up and forward, exhale is down, and allow yourself to release down towards the leg. But keep your shoulders open. Keep everything open, especially your breathing. Slowly back to center, help your leg in, take it easy. Remember, most injuries happen when transitioning between postures. So, you're in easy pose again. We'll finish with a big breath. And then bring your hands down to the floor. And bow to your inner wisdom, your inner guru. Bless you.